Yes, there's a new Surface Pro. Yes, there's a new Surface laptop. But Microsoft just took us by storm with two crazy new devices, the Surface Duo and the Surface Neo. And one of those, at last, is an actual phone from Microsoft. Let's take a look. We've been talking for a long time about Surface Centaurus, a folding book-like, clamshell-like device. You can see it over my shoulder right here, right now. This is the future. Now, keep in mind, the two products that were unveiled here, the Surface Neo and the Surface Duo, are concepts, prototypes really. They won't come out until holiday of 2020, but they're a really fascinating glimpse at what the future might hold. I got a little bit of time to play with them before. They feel really solid and substantial in your hands. The Neo is the larger book-like device. That's two 9-inch screens that expand out into a 13.1-inch device. There's also a keyboard, a detachable Bluetooth keyboard, which enables some really interesting functionality. The keyboard magnetically sits onto the bottom of it, or it sits on top of the screen. And when it sits on top of one of those screens, the remaining portion of that screen becomes a special extra display. Microsoft calls it a Wonder Bar. Kind of a silly name, but there you have it. The Wonder Bar can enable all sorts of functionality. It's an input device, it's a secondary screen, you can do picture-in-picture, etc. Kind of cool, right? If you move the keyboard to the top of the screen, so it resembles a much more traditional laptop, a trackpad itself can be created down there. All sorts of functionality depending on where this thing goes. Now this device can fold in half like a book. It can open up to be more of a tablet-sized thing. It can fold completely in half, so you've got two screens, more like a traditional tablet. Lots of immersive things can happen when you have all of these different screens. We saw a demo where Microsoft took an app, dragged it onto the seam, and it instantly expanded out to be two screens worth of content. It sounds simple, but think about all the things you can do. Think about your day-to-day experience with Microsoft Outlook or whatever mail program you use. Oftentimes you're flipping back and forth to the calendar. Do I have time to take that interview? Do I remember what I talked about in that previous email? Can I see my whole list of emails all at once? Having a second screen to do that is really transformative and very powerful. The concept of doing two things simultaneously is really what Microsoft is getting at here. And that's why they call it a second class of products. But wait, there's more. There's a Duo. Microsoft finally, at last, has come out with a phone. Two 5.6-inch screens that together form a 9-inch screen, and the exact same experience, folding open and closed to form a tablet, to form a single-sized device, etc. Now it feels a little heavy in the hand. That's good. It feels substantial, I would say. When we looked at the new Samsung folding phones, those also feel substantial in your hand. It's almost like having two phones at once. So there is a little bit of extra weight there, but all sorts of extra functionality that are being enabled. Microsoft is releasing their own products, of course, the Surface line of things, but we anticipate, because it's a whole new class of products, that lots of other hardware companies will come along for the ride. HP, Asus, traditional companies, etc. These are also phone devices, so they both have LTE involved. So always-on connectivity means an awful lot for PCs, but of course for phones it's a whole new world and a whole new class of devices. Microsoft is going to have to spend some time forming relationships with the Verizons, the telcos of the world in order to sell this kind of device. But anyway, not available until holiday 2020. You're getting a glimpse of the future right here. And if this is the future, I can't wait for tomorrow.